Okay, in this video I'm going to try to talk about intermediate shaft bearings, what your options are in 2023 to replace intermediate IM lower camshaft bearings in your Volkswagen L4 or other engine, gas and diesel. They use these in a lot of engines. I mostly deal with the diesels. This is a 1.6 liter out of a 1982 Volkswagen Rabbit pickup truck, reportedly with 40,000 miles. I've got it apart. I'm going to go ahead and replace the bearings. I'm nerding out on intermediate shaft bearings anyway. So, hey, we're going to pull these out even though they only have 40,000, so we can get a good look at them. And I've got some new bearing drivers I'm trying out. So some interesting things about construction and fit. The original bearings are two-layer construction. See the buckle there? That's the steel or harder metal outer, and then there's a softer metal on the inside. I've seen these fail before where the inner metal either comes off in a large flake or has chips out of it, and sometimes all you're left with is the outer ring. Here's one that from a set that was worn out, only one of them failed. This is the larger, and you can see at the buckle, you can kind of see the two layers as it's starting to come off and chip around the edges, but this one hadn't failed. Here's the smaller one that had completely failed, and I found the inner metal in a flake in the oil pan. So there's nothing left but the steel. And to show you, that's really loose on there, right? No inner. Compare that to this one that had not failed, reportedly 40,000 miles. It's probably almost like new. There's the buckle. It's a two-layer, original Volkswagen. It's medium tight slip fit. As you can see on the smaller bearing, well, I hope you can see. Yeah, there we go. There's a channel, and the hole is slightly offset, so pay attention to that when you're taking out your old one if it's still on there. Otherwise, find out how that's supposed to be oriented before you install it. Again, this one has 40,000 miles on it, reportedly, and hasn't failed. But we're replacing it anyway. In the past, I've only found the aftermarket type. This is a set of aftermarket bearings that I got from Tectonics Tuning. They're known for carrying quality stuff, so as aftermarket bearings go, I have confidence that these are as high quality as you can get. What's interesting about all the aftermarket bearings that I've seen is they appear to be only a single wall construction. There's no buckle. It's just a single piece of metal, presumably, you know, somewhere in between the two hardnesses of the two layers that you find in the two-layer construction of the originals. Once again, it's got the little channel on the smaller bearing in exactly the same orientation. The hole is offset to one side. That points to the, let me get this right, that is the rear of the engine, I believe. Oh, so this is notable. So this is the same bearing driver, but notice it's not as loose as the one with the inner completely missing, but it's a good bit looser even than the ones with 40,000 miles on it. I've installed these and used them and had no problems in the past. That engine's going strong. Of course, I've only got about 10,000 miles on it. I'm hoping that because it's single wall, that means that I don't have to ever worry about it coming apart into two pieces. So high hopes there. As far as how fast it will wear down and cause me problems due to clearance, I have no idea. But I bet if it was a problem, Tectonics Tuning would have heard about it. So, but it's an unknown. But just to notice, it's a good bit looser. I also have to try more like the original construction. These are got these sent over from Germany. Is that the larger? So here's the smaller one. This is Kolbenschmidt intermediate shaft bearings. They're not as easy to find in the US, but you can find them. So these are a double wall construction. They call the inner part white metal. It looks a little bit different, but it does have the same buckle. And even when new, the buckle is actually visible on the inside. And these are the tightest fit. Like the size the bearing drivers for this fit. This is pretty snug. You can feel a good bit of friction. Still comes off pretty easy. But very snug. So those are your options. These are a bit more expensive. I'm going to give these a try. I was so happy that, about the single wall construction, but I did notice when I put these on before that they're slightly looser on the bearing drivers. So that's a question. So I'm going to go ahead and give these Kolbenschmidts a try.